Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tea and Tai Chi. I am Miss Fitness Diva, as you see here. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook under Miss Fitness Diva. And I have just started the live. So I will be doing a live stream, which is so much easier than trying to do it from my phone and then uploading it. And what is Tea and Tai Chi? Some of you may not even know what Tea and Tai Chi is. So tea and Tai Chi, actually, I talked to you about what's in my cup, what I'm drinking as tea to help, revitalize the body, remove any toxins. Of course, we know we have the coronavirus, the COVID-19, and we're forced, really, we're being pushed to stay at home so we can stop the spread of the virus. We don't know really what it is. We don't know really where it came from. There's a lot of speculations, but we do know there are things that we can do to stay healthy. There are things that I'm doing to stay healthy. And through my health practice, there are some things that I'm doing that I'm going to share along with you. So if you've been watching the videos, you know that I've been sharing with you what's in my cup. Now, today is the same thing that I've had for the last few days. When I start a tea regimen, I try to stay on that same regimen for at least 2 weeks in order for it to get into my system, in order for my body, my organs, my system, my blood, my immune system, all of those to benefit from the actual tea that I'm drinking. Also, there's a lot of news that's going on that's being shared among friends on social media that who are talking about benefits of drinking hot water or hot tea. And it says that anything that's hot or warm actually kills COVID-19. So if you know that, then why not have some tea? And why not make that tea something that also can help and benefit you, right? So this tea is what I'm drinking today is the red raspberry leaf tea. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I have some red raspberry. I get it from my local Botanica here, although they're closed now. So I'm going to have to, definitely not be as generous as before with making it. But this is it, if you all can see it. I want you all to kind of see what it looks like. Definitely a good tea to have for women. It also benefits men, balances our hormones, ladies, when it's getting close to that time of the month. Men, your hormones are also balanced. For couples who are looking to, have a baby or get pregnant, for both parties, the man and the woman, the red raspberry leaf tea is good for you. It is also, it's high in iron, has definitely iron benefits. B complex is definitely a good source of iron. Also, I did see something in there about the immune system. Didn't really know that. But when I read more up on it, it talked about boosting the immune system. Really good. Something else that I've been doing for this tea and Tai Chi is activated charcoal. Activated charcoal. This is what activated charcoal is, just a powder. It's straight up black. I got this from a local Botanica here in Memphis, Tennessee as well. And what I do in the morning, I have a smaller teacup. It's about half of this size. I'll put some water in it. I'll take about half a teaspoon of that powder, put it in my water, stir it up, and drink it. So that's what I've been doing with the activated charcoal. Take that. Now, what is activated charcoal? So that charcoal is activated where when you drink it, it pulls any toxins out of your body, out of those organs, anywhere that's in your bloodstream, pulls it out and you eliminate it. It's really good. It has longevity properties. And so if there's anything that's in your body that should not be, that activated charcoal is going to pull it out. One last thing I want to share with you before we get more into our talk. Probiotic. Make sure you have a probiotic. One of the things we have to do now is make sure that our gut is cleansed. Make sure that we clean our gut out. This one is vegan. It's non-GMO. It has 15 billion CFUs. Vegetarian capsule. So it's Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus plantarum. Bifidobacterium lactis, Bifidobacterium bifidum. I don't know if I'm saying all these right, but it is the probiotic I'm doing for 30 days. All right, so I'm doing this along with the activated charcoal and the red raspberry leaf. This cuts off. I have one more week. I've done a week. I'm going into this week doing it as well. The activated charcoal, same thing. I probably only do it for 2 weeks, cut it off. I went to Taiwan back in February. I went to Taiwan for 10 days. Before the coronavirus had really hit majorly here in the States, it had already hit in Asia. And so a lot of people were like, oh, you going to Asia, coronavirus, you ready? So a lot of my friends and family, when they found out that I was going to Taiwan for 10 days, they were like, ooh, why? So a lot of prep that I did prior to going to Taiwan is I did a juice cleanse for 2 days. I did my activated charcoal. I did my meditation, of course, my Tai Chi. And so really, another reason why I started the Tea and Tai Chi was to raise your vibration, change and flip that mindset. A lot of people on my Facebook, I would say mostly Facebook. Now, my Instagram followers are wonderful, good high vibes. We got a Qigong challenge going on right now. It's beautiful. But some of my followers on Facebook, I've noticed, are a little bit edgy and frantic, kind of part of the hysteria a little bit. I think they're hearing so much about what to do. Like they share with me everything that they hear. And so I like to take the Tea and Tai Chi time for us to kind of release all of that panic, to know that the power is within us to change anything that's going on in this world. Last night in my stories, I also had I was watching Lucy. Lucy is one of my favorite movies. I purchased it on Amazon Prime so I can look at it whenever. And there's a part in there that Morgan Freeman speaks about. He's a professor at a university, prestigious university, and he's like one of the top professors of scientific studies of the human genome. And what he talks about is the fact that we have, I think he said 100 billion neurons, and he's talking about brain neurons. So we have 100 billion brain neurons. And if you're familiar with the movie Lucy, you'll kind of understand what happens. Give you a little bit background. This Asian force company or whomever actually takes her and puts this new chemical drug inside of her stomach, lower abdomen, and then as it slowly is released into her system, she has parts of her brain that's being awakened, where she's having more power. And she's, I would say, she's awakening the different 100 billion neurons in her brain. The percentages are going up, daily. Really, not even daily. It's like by the hour almost. And so as as her brain or neurons are being fired off, and she's receiving this higher consciousness through this chemical that's being released in her body, she is knowing that she's detaching more and more from the human form through those neurons, that she's having power to control herself, her emotions, her ego, her person. She's having power to control pain. She doesn't feel pain. You'll see a part where she goes through surgery where she's not feeling any pain. You'll also see a part in there where she's going through releasing emotion. She's going through another part where she just picks up things. She sees it. She knows exactly what to do. They was like, well, when did you learn how to do that? When did you learn how to speak Chinese? Like 30 seconds ago. So she's learning everything like milliseconds, and she's implementing it. And just to look at that at the end, like she dissolves this human form. Like she's not even a human form because she's tapped into all 100% of her brain activation. And she knows that she is true consciousness. Love that movie. And bringing up that movie is actually part of our tea today, our talk with our tea, because how are you tapping in to all aspects of your brain? How are you tapping in to being a higher form of yourself? It's so much that's going on right now. Of course, everything is changing day by day, minute by minute. We don't know what the government is doing right now. So we have to tap into the power that we have. The power that we have is this 100 billion. This transmutes thoughts. We can transfer thoughts, energy, feelings, just like with Reiki. You can do distance Reiki, you can do healing Reiki without touching somebody. So with that being said, how are we tapping into all aspects of our brain, or even more than, I would say, they say the 15% that we tap into? So if we're only at 15% or less, give or take, how wonderful would it be to tap into another 3% of that brain, another 5%? How do we get there? How do we get there? Right? How do we get there? Sounds good to talk about it, but how do we get there? We can't tap into parts of our brain when we let so much in that isn't benefiting any parts of those 100 billion neurons. It has to have something to nourish and thrive on in order for us to raise our consciousness. So that's why I share with you my tea, because this is going to help flush out anything that doesn't belong. Oh yeah, and I'm also doing an enema too. I forgot to tell you that. I've been doing an enema every other day, so I don't do it every day. I do it every other day. So I do it, skip a day, do it, skip a day. So today is the day. I'll be doing another. But releasing those toxins, eating those type of foods from the sun, those high frequency foods, okay? Doing those things will help to feed the brain. You're feeding the brain. You're drinking more water. You're giving the body what it needs in order for it to raise your frequency, to raise your consciousness, for those neurons, right, to fire off, for us to have a higher consciousness, for us to change our thought process. When our thought process change, we can visualize what we want this world to be, free of COVID-19. When we are out of panic and we're in a state of control, we control what happens and project it out, right? We individuals, you and I, we have the thought process to change anything that's going on right now in this world. So, knowing that you have the power right now, if we want to end the spread of COVID-19, we can do that. But we have to watch what we let into our thoughts and what we're putting inside of our brain, what we're putting inside of our body, and what we're projecting out. What are we spreading? What are we saying? What are we sharing on Facebook and Instagram? How are we benefiting from YouTube and social media? How are we benefiting from Instagram? Are we sharing information that's going to enlighten everybody and change their perspective on eating and healthier habits? Or are we sending something to send someone into a state of panic based on what we may think the government is doing? Doesn't matter what the government is doing. What are you doing? All right. What are you doing as an individual? What tea is in your cup? What are you putting in your body? What are you sharing with others? That's what we have to focus on. So that is the tea for today. The tea for today is what's in your cup. What's the tea that you're feeding yourself? What's the tea that you're feeding your mind? What is that? What are you sharing with others? All right. I want you all to really, really think about that, because that's extremely important of what you're sharing, because your sharing is also changing the frequency and the vibration of this world. what you're sharing. If you're sharing people in panic, or you're sharing people playing around, if you're sharing people, you know, you want to do party, you want to party. Okay, that's fine. But how is that changing the dynamic of this world right now? How is it changing the mindset of this world right now? Is it uplifting the human race? Or is it declining the thought process of the human race? Or is it feeding right into the hand of those who are giving us COVID-19 and having us, you know, stay at home? So are you ready to get out? Are you ready to break out of the cage? Are you ready to get out? Oh, you are. Okay. If you don't want to be stuck in the house and everybody's like, oh my God, you have to change your thought. What is the tea that you're feeding your brain? What is that tea? Okay. So we got to think about physical, but we always have to think about what are we allowing into our sight, our ears, our speech. What is that? What are we speaking out? What are we projecting? All right. We know that the mouth, that tongue, right, can cut east and west, and it is powerful, that it spreads spells. You can speak life into a person, or you can speak death into a person, right? So we need to know that this tongue, this mouth, this apparatus that we have right here speaks life, and we need to speak life. And so from my person, I go back into ancient Chinese traditional medicine. Ancient Chinese traditional medicine, which is, I think, Tai Chi started in the 19th century. And with Tai Chi, the ultimate supreme is moving meditation. That moving meditation, that moving force, that chi moving within you, is the balance of yin and yang energy. It's a balance of that male and female force. It brings together everything of life, the cosmos, what we are. You know, we are left and right. We are male and female. So we bring everything into harmony in Tai Chi. So in Tai Chi, you'll see some yin movements, some slow movements, and then you'll see some yang movements. You'll see some fiery movements, you know, but it's the balance of both, that yin and that yang energy. So that's the benefit of Tai Chi. We're bringing ourselves into a balance. We're bringing that yin and yang energy into a balance where we're calming the mind, we're calming the body, and we're bringing ourselves into the state of balance. Okay, so it's all about bringing ourselves into a balance. There's so much going on. So much going on. We have to have balance. All right. So that is the tea for the day. That is the tea. So as you see, I am ready. I am ready for Tai Chi. So I'm going to get out of my chair. We're going to push this back. And we're going to get set up for a little warm up. So first, I want you to just breathe. We're going to focus on the breathing. We're going to do a little bit of heaven and earth. And I want you all to be able to see my feet. So I'm going to tilt the camera a little bit like that. And I'll step back. All right. So I want you all to breathe. So focus on the breath. So heaven and earth, we can inhale. Starting off with some Qigong. I'm going to swing the arms forward and back, lift up on the toes. Swing the arms forward. Inhale. Back, lift up on the toes. Arms slightly forward and up. Good. Quickly. Inhale, exhale. Good. Bring the breath back. Inhale. All right. Okay.
And you gotta have serious briquettes to smoke this off.
All right. So now we're going to shake it out, shake the energy out from the day. Working the body up. And going into standing man. Inhale and exhale out. Then we want to step out into a nice horse stance, right? Knees are slightly bent, not deep, but just slightly bent. We're gonna pull the arrow. So bring the weight, bring your chi in, and then press out. Two fingers go out, you looking at your fingers. Bring it back in. Exhale out. There, some more. I'm gonna take it really slow. Let it there. All right. So I'm gonna take it really slow. Move over some more. I'm gonna take it really slow. So step left. All right, this is where we end the video. So what we're going to do is from here, back of the room, and our foot turn back, lift back, lift up to block. Right. So just to show you what I was doing when I was facing the wall back there, when we grab our thumb to our pinky, we bring the weight in here, we step back. You have a nice hand here. All right, so here. So you want to protect, always covering the center. All right. So just to make sure that you know what's going on, we're here. When my back is to you, you're here. You lean back, then you come forward, and then you set everything down here. You're doing a block. You're protecting the center. You have a knife hand, taking the center and up where you can grab or do whatever needs to be done here, okay? Then you come up, you block at the same time. So you have a block here and a block down here, so you're block, all right? So just so you know what I'm doing when I'm turned behind you, from there, that's what I'm doing, right? So you may see my back, but when I block here, I lean back, and then we sit down here, and then we block up and block down, okay? So that's what's going on, so you have that, right? So step left. Stand in there. I'm gonna go through it 4 more times. Last one. Thank you for allowing me to come into your home, into your space, into your living room, your backyard, your bedroom, wherever you are, to show you Tai Chi, to give you a little bit about my Tai Chi and tea and Tai Chi, all right? What I'm drinking, what's in my cup, as well as why you should be doing Tai Chi right now. So we're going to swerve this backward. So why you should be doing Tai Chi right now? What's the benefits of Tai Chi? What's the benefits of the tea? And why we should be drinking tea at this time. So hopefully you all picked up some wonderful, wonderful jewels today. And share this video. I want you to like, subscribe, and share this with your family members and friends so we can do something positive right now. What's going on with the COVID-19? Let's share positivity. Let's share some love. Let's share some good energy. What are we putting in and what are we speaking out? What are we putting in to formulate these thoughts and what are we speaking out that is creating our world? So we have to be very intentional. And a good way to be intentional and to balance is to Tai Chi. It balances the yin and the yang, the right and the left hemisphere of the brain. So grab some raspberry leaf, red raspberry leaf tea. Get you some probiotics. Definitely get you some activated charcoal so you can cleanse anything that's going on in your system. And I will see you tomorrow live again on YouTube, Miss Fitness Diva. You can find me on Instagram, Miss Fitness Diva, Facebook, Miss Fitness Diva, and on YouTube. You're here. And of course, you can find me on my website, MissFitnessDiva.com. I have a 21 Days to Habit ebook. It's a guide to help you from a beginner standpoint of health and wellness. It's health, weight loss, wellness, and balance. There's recipes in there. It's how to flip your focus. It's affirmations. There's also your workout is in there. And then it talks to you in the beginning a little bit why 21 days and where that 21 days to have it actually so you can get to your goals. And it helps you. If you're new and you're starting on this path, it's definitely going to help you, progress on your path and learn different things and how to speak to yourself and how to feed yourself and how to balance your energy, how to do your workout regimen, how to stay consistent. So blessings to all of you. Blessings to you and your family. I'm going to keep you lifted. You keep me lifted. And we want to share this light and love to everyone. Have a happy Sunday.